Hiya folks, it's Kikoskia here and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity, and when last we left off, the problem in Heritage Hill is no more. Thanks to the newly awoken knowledge of the ancient Engwithan language, we now know how to read Engwithan runes, and we use this knowledge to overload the machine at the top of the tower, destroying it. No longer will it draw in the souls of the recently departed and force them back into the bodies that they once inhabited. This did have the downside of destroying some souls, and originally Lirin had wanted to free the souls, but if we'd have just turned off the machine, someone later, like a member of the Leaden Key, could have turned it back on. And we couldn't have that. Now, what the game wants us to do right now is report into Lady Webb and continue the main story. But there's something else I want to do before then. We now have Craghold Bluffs there, and the White March. We can just travel there, that takes 1 day and 8 hours, and we can travel here and just go to Stalwart Village, which would take 1 day, 10 hours and 30 minutes, but we're not going to go to the expansion just yet. There is somewhere else that we can go first. And that is back into Od Nua. We're a lot more powerful since the last time we came to this dungeon. So I think we can get a little bit further in. Or maybe we can't.
At once.
Let's find out.
Last thing the Deerwood needs is another foreign colony.
First things first, we will rest. And I want to get a mechanics bonus because if we look at our mechanics right now, it is at 11. Maybe we don't need a mechanics bonus. We should probably refresh it either way. We do need to get some rest in for Aloth. There we go. It's a beautiful day. And all we need to do is find this entrance down into the depths. We'll accept and go all the way down to level 8. How many levels are there? We've already gone through a lot. There are more in our future, of that I have no doubt. But can we get to floor 9 with the power that we possess now? Only one way to find out. Gafol the Drunkard, a local inebriate, has arrived at our stronghold. He's wandered the stronghold grounds. He's asking for help with his accumulated debts. We could go and do that now. We should go do that now. I don't want to forget. So, it'll only take 4 hours to go back up to Od Nua. And we'll go and see what he wants. Maybe we could have him work for us to pay off his debt.
Last thing the Deerwood needs is another foreign colony.
Let's hope it's not a lot of money. Because if it is, I have several questions as to how he accumulated so much debt. Alright, where is he? There he is! He's kind of unmistakable. Hey, I just need a second of your time.
I'm here.
Alright, you've got that. How can I help you? Hello! Greetings, Lady Lirin, I mean. I was hoping to talk to you. I'm in a spot of trouble. This man's breath stinks of ale. Very well, let's hear it. You call your allies together and motion for the petitioner to drunkenly stagger forwards. Hello. The thing is, I've worked up a few debts in Deerfoot, and a few other places. More than a few. I had a feeling it would be about this. I haven't got the coin, my lady. I'd pay it off if I could. I was thinking maybe you know of someone looking to hire on or something. I'm willing to work. I'm not sure how much help he would be to most of the people I could suggest that he assist. But I've got coin. Don't worry. I can settle this. Thank you, my lady. I wasn't sure anybody would care, really. This ought to settle your debts. Gafol's eyes widen. It sure is. Gods keep you, my lady. I'll set out to Aina's Rest, see about paying out what I owe. Won't they be surprised? He leaves the stronghold.
I'm here.
And we got some reputation with Deerford Village Minor. Not that we needed reputation with Deerford Village, but we got some. We also got 200 XP. Not a great exchange rate for XP, but considering it's a lot harder to get XP than it is to get money, I suppose it's not the worst situation. We were getting a prestige penalty for him.
I'm impressed.
It is pretty nice, yeah. We were getting a prestige penalty for him being in the stronghold, and we don't want a prestige penalty. Okay, level 8, 4 hours. And we'll try and go to the way down to level 9. I say try, because I imagine there's going to be a combat. We need to go to here. Luckily, it's not that far away. And I'm definitely going to save before I give it a go. Because that there is a big arena. And it's got some Darghouls. Now, we can take on Darghouls. But in enough numbers, they'd still be a problem. And we know that vampires are a thing on this level. It was a long time ago since we were last here. But there are vampires. Come along, cat. It's time for us to adventure. Over here. Yeah, there's at least 4 of them. Okay. A little further forward. And you. At the center of this massive Adra structure, beneath the long shadow of the Titan's curled fingers, sits what appears to be a man. Unlike the slavering, animalistic creatures you have encountered on this floor, this man is regally composed, lounging upon a crooked stone throne. Yet his gaze has a piercing, feverish quality. Yeah, this isn't good. He watches you intently as you approach. Who are you, then? One of theirs? Strange that you survived the planning stages. He speaks in fluid Engwithan, you note, though his voice is taut with strain. Oh, if we had come to this point before doing Heritage Hill, we wouldn't have known what he was saying. It must have been hard for them, those beggars, those cowards. But you won't go any farther. No, you can go right back onto them, your masters. Let them feast on you instead. I don't know what you're talking about. Ah, you can understand him. Ask him everything. What an opportunity. I imagine Khan will be excited. The man looks startled. He gives a short laugh. You understand? Look here, even the foreigners speak our tongue now. Truly, we are an immortal people. But that only makes it all the more clear, you see. You must be with them. How have they kept you so whole? You are remarkably well preserved. His eyes narrow. Attempt to pass and you will go screaming back into the void, puppet. Who are you? Lord and master of this place. He raps his knuckles on the throne. I should ask you the same. By all rights you're trespassing. But then, our great father is long gone. Perhaps he won't mind. You're Engwithan. How is it you're still alive? Oh, no. We do not share information with our enemies. Go and ask the others. See if they recall. If they remember who it was that sustained us all these years. If you're talking about the creatures in those old rooms, I've already dealt with them. Ha! Very good. He touches a hand to his mouth. brows knitting, and then laughs. Yes, it's all mine now. No more of their screaming. No need for any more pointless demonstrations of power. Go on then. Go barreling down into the deep if you like. If the beetles don't make a quick end of you. Beetles? Voracious little devils. They're what caused this whole mess. You can kill one easily enough. But there's a great swarm of them chewing through the Adra. My Adra. There's only the arm now. In any case, they'll tear you apart just as easily as they do the crystals. He pauses. More easily. I had some questions first. Yes, I said you could have some answers. What is it? What is this place? Oh, many things. Our home once, and before that, a place of great deeds. Those fouled chambers in there were once the site of incredible discoveries. We were given the bulk of this floor. There was construction at all hours, of course. He gestures towards the Adra arm. For all of our work was, of course, for Od Nua's purposes. Think on it. A dozen sculptors carefully crafting a fingernail, souls flung from their shells on the floors above and below, and all while Idros fusses over a cuticle. What kind of experiments were you doing? Why, we were preoccupied with matters of the soul. All of us were, because Od Nua was. But here we toiled to find the dividing line between life and death, and crack it wide open. We were attempting to find a means of binding souls to their mortal vessels, preventing them from crossing the shroud. I say attempting. We found it, of course. A dozen minds set to purpose. How could we not? The things we learned. What a glorious time. We could determine the precise manner in which a soul would crack and shatter, could carefully place a fragment from one into another. He smiles at the memory, while our fellows wasted their efforts on phenomena like blights. We delved right into the heart of the matter. There were certain gaps in our knowledge, of course. I was perhaps enthusiastic in my pursuits. I thought that if anyone should attempt a more personal approach to the tests, it should be me. And no amount of certainty will make the imbibing of poison a pleasant experience. Death is the ultimate test, you see. If the soul has flown, then you know you've failed. So who are you? Did you want a name? I forgot that ages ago. Who's going to call me anything down here? There's me, and now there's just you. That's all that matters. I was entrusted with the tests we performed here. The foremost, he taps his temple, mind of the age. None could rival me for arcane power save Od Nua himself. He pauses, and perhaps some of my advisors. Your work sounds similar to animancy. Like what? The man shrugs. Perhaps others follow in our steps. I have not had the opportunity to keep up with the state of magical study. He smiles thinly. How have you managed to stay alive all this time, then? The big question. Binding a soul to its body was not, as it turned out, very difficult. We were certain we found a kind of immortality. The body could be destroyed beyond repair, but anything less is quite survivable. I was eager to attempt it. My leg at the time pained me terribly. Old war wound. And I had heard one subject describe a sense of distance from the pain inflicted on them. They felt it, but it didn't matter to them, which would be a vast improvement. I remember the first moment, the relief. But we found that after some time the body would remember that it was, after all, dead. There's really no describing what it feels like to see your own fingers rotting away. He makes a face. The smell. We tried to revive the affected subjects with energy culled from their fellows, and it worked well enough. I was able to refine the spell work, keep myself and others who had joined me as hale as ever. Od Nua wasn't terribly pleased with the distraction, but that turned out not to matter. The mob came and murdered him, and we were sealed in here with the rest of his tools. But we still had the Adra, you see, and enough souls housed in there to feed us for, well, as long as we wished. And so, he grins, we had a time of it, we did. We were able to preserve the furniture over the years. We had little meetings in the Grand Chamber. What a nice little family we were. The grin fades, until it had to end. What happened here? Here? You mean with them? The Adra? All of it? That's a long tale, and my patience has diminished with time. I'll tell you what happened recently. It was the Adra beetles. Oh, you wouldn't think it was something so small, so mundane. But they came swarming up from the lower reaches and started to feed upon the live Adra. Go on. We tried to fight them off, of course, but it was impossible. Kill one, and two more are behind it. Something must have driven them up here. I don't know what. They all but amputated our Adra limb. Not enough to support all of us. Not us and the rooms, the tapestries, everything. But enough for me. None of the others knew the spells required. Their only part in it was simply to lie in their Adra coffins and be revived by me. So it was an obvious choice, wasn't it? No more of that. No more of anything. I swore I'd burn them all to kindling if they came near. Fortunately, you made that unnecessary. How could you do that to your companions? You're soft-hearted, considering it was you who put an end to their immortality. They weren't anyone's friends. They would have licked the brains out of your cracked skull if they could. There wasn't enough life to go around. That's all it was. And 2,000 years is more than long enough to get to know someone. Think on it this way. You've sent them on their way, and they will live again in time. Isn't that a comfort? So this vampire's prolonged life will eventually end. It would have been a much longer time had the entire Adra statue been available to him, but now it's just the arm. Enough for him, but no one else. Can you tell me about Od Nua? Our great lord, a wise man in his day, until his son was lost. An accident. Some small, unfortunate turn of fate. You have come but a little way past the sealed chambers. You must know by now that Od Nua did not take it well. This monument to his grief has outlasted him. But his madness provided opportunity, a promise of immortality for all of us. If it was found at the behest of grieving father, what did it matter? He had a flock of devoted servants. For we had to find the soul in question, to bring it back wherever it had gone to house it somewhere suitable. He indicates the statue, and such discoveries have costs. Something the rabble didn't understand. I'm looking for the master below. Do you know who that is? None of us took such grand titles. The only master of this would be Od Nua, our king, Our poor, grief-maddened king. Would he call himself such, I wonder? Od Nua is dead. The mob would not have retreated without having killed him. He thinks a moment. But then, if we could preserve ourselves despite our deaths, then so perhaps could he. I am sure I considered the possibility once, when it had all come crashing down. If any man would prolong himself, it would be him. I wonder, was it he who drove the Adra beetles up here from below? His face twists with anger. Who stole our Adra source? Does he mourn his son yet, the mewling fool, that he would resent our feeding upon his statue? The possibility. He regards you with a sudden calm. After all this time, it wouldn't surprise me. I could attack him. That would be a very foolish idea. There are 4 Dargools, a wizard, maybe more wizards, and him. I have no more questions. Very well. Good to stretch the vocal cords, I have to say. I'll be going then. Give my regards to the dead when you see them. And now... Oh, there was more. So there are 5 Dargools, 2 skeletal wizards, and him. That's a lot. Thick rust-red veins of dead Adra worm their way through the statue's wrist and into the darkness beyond. And when we come back, folks, we can head even further down into the depths. Oh, there's an enemy. Oh, there's an Adra beetle. Well, looks like I'm going to be fighting this first.
Hey.
I'm going to be fighting this first. We've faced Adra beetles. Adra beetles should not be a problem.
How may I help?
Let us fire some spells.
I'm here.
Blast some gun.
How may I help?
Lava
That. Oh, there's a couple of them. There's a couple of them. Okay, let us
What?
get a bless spell going. Let us do this. And you need to do
Yes?
some shooting there.
I'm here.
I also need you to...
Off you leave.
Yeah, you're going to hurt a little bit, but I think we'll be alright. Okay, Aloth, we need you to do that. If you can reach, which you can... Oh, you maybe can if I do that and
Your
that.
thoughts must
Okay,
Hi?
float.
do that, and then blast here. Yeah, you took a lot of damage there. But we should be okay. So do that. One's down already.
Yes.
I need you... Oh, also Biscuit is about to go down. That's a little bad. Do this. And then I need you to do that. Give you a little bit more stamina, but not a lot more stamina.
Hey.
Okay, see if you can knock this one
Yes.
down. Do that.
Down.
You're up to 3, which is good. Okay, still going. We can defeat these beetles.
Yes.
Also, we can summon some distraction worms.
So.
So, you will help out attacking this one. I need you to start attacking here so that we can weaken this one. You need to do that. And soon we'll prevail. This actually wasn't that bad. This was not that bad at all. Oh, there's another one down. Excellent. So it's just... Never mind. You're also gone. This is a good indication that we are
I'm here.
able to deal with this next floor. Probably. Probably.
I'm here.
Whether we can or not, we'll find out next time, as we descend even deeper into Od Nua. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not. And if you are subscribed, press that bell for those notifications. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.